Okay, just got this Howl Campfire, the Howl R4 today. Ordered it last week during their special promotion, so I got a few hundred off the normal price. If you're familiar with these things, you know they're not the cheapest thing on the market, but given what I've read and seen, I think they're probably the best thing on the market. So we'll see. So I'd say it's pretty well packaged. So that's the underside. Let's see if I can haul this thing out with one hand. Yeah. There she is. Looks pretty good. And then here's what's in the box after you remove it. Gas hose with regulator. And come on, instruction manual. Oh, and maybe a sticker. Yep, it's a sticker. All right, so here we are outside. I got the regulator hooked up and about to hook up the gas line to the bottom port here. One thing I did notice is it does look like this thing was checked for quality assurance at least 3 times. So guys, we'll see how good your attention to detail is when we light this thing up. All right. So it's just your standard quick connect here. All right, so that's hooked up. Don't want to lose this. Guys, I don't know how important this is for keeping bugs out, but you may want to consider putting it on a lanyard like this. I may figure out some way to do that in the future. It's got pretty much all the instructions you need to light it right here on the side of the unit, just below the control knobs for the bar, coal, and A-flame. Let's tip this thing over. All right, so I got it tipped over. You'll notice I have it here next to my my older Outland fire pit that I've used for probably a year or more. I did upgrade it with ceramic rocks, but you know, kind of like the guys at Howl mentioned, the radiant heat that this unit gives off is slim to none, especially in the wind. So, all right, get this thing lit. All right, so when lighting this thing, the first thing you want to do is turn this on about 3 rotations. That's probably good. And then turn this on. I said 3 rotations. That's good. You come over here. You can hear it. Probably gonna blow myself to kingdom come. And there it goes. Looks good. I'm gonna turn it down just a hair. There we go, and now we'll light the bar coals. You'll notice they lit right off from the A-flame. I don't know if you can hear that, but I read one comment that said it sounded kind of like a jet engine. Maybe. I'll go with that. Starting to feel a little radiant heat, but obviously it's not glowing yet. You can just start to see it starting to glow there on the left side. Starting to really feel the radiant heat coming off those bar coals. I'm in southeast Georgia today. It is, right now it's about 50 degrees, so it's on the cooler side for this area. It's definitely getting toasty. Definitely putting out a lot of radiant heat. I'm gonna have to back up here shortly. It's starting to burn my face. We're about 5 minutes in from lighting this thing off. All right, I guess that'll wrap it up. This thing works as advertised. So far, so good. So this thing's been going a while now, probably 30 minutes. Should be fully up to temperature. One thing I will note is, you know, one of the reviews mentioned it, but the A-flame grate there, with the holes in it, it does kind of bow up there in the center. But I don't think that's going to affect operation of this thing in the slightest. Just something to note. So I guess right now we'll go ahead and shut it down. I'll take some temperature readings, and then I'll time how long it takes to cool down. Like I said, it is about 50 degrees here in southeast Georgia. So I'll go ahead and shut it off. So right now the A-flame is at about, let's see if that'll focus. It's not going to focus, but it's at about 550 degrees. Side down here, just below the bar coal, is about 200 degrees, so not too hot there. And then the handle is 66 degrees. Okay, 3 things I wanted to show you guys. Number one, it straps down really well, and once I shut the tailgate, you can basically shake the truck with it. But if you're gonna do it for real, like on a trip, the first thing you're gonna want to do though is these edges here. They're really sharp, both there, down here for the tank, and then on the other side, they're really sharp. So just take a file and file them a little smoother so they don't cut your straps, because if you do huck your truck with this thing, it's going to cut the straps. I think they're developing some like fair leads that go in there, which would probably solve the problem, but until then, definitely file it. Then the second thing, if you load this thing in your truck, as an F-150, so I don't know if other trucks are similar, but not sure why you don't in another truck. But anyway, if you put these legs in the valley of the bed ridges on both sides, this thing is designed so, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it's designed so both legs will fit in those ridges. If you do that and you have a hard cover, it'll just barely fit. There's probably a millimeter clearance up there. You know, if you're off-road, it's probably going to scratch the underside of your cover. If that's a big deal to you, then probably shouldn't be taking your truck off-road. But I digress. All right, and then the final thing, open this thing back up. So once it's loaded in here and this tailgate's shut, it's not moving. So this thing's incredibly well designed, and it fits under your hardcover, so that's always a bonus. One final recommendation I forgot to mention: when this thing's fully loaded with the full propane and then the Howl itself, it's probably north of 75 pounds, and it's pretty big, right? So you need to ensure you got really solid tie downs. Like, they need to be metal. And then I would get heavier duty straps too. This one right here is, I would not use this on a trip. It's not very thick. Get some heavy duty ratchet straps with proper tie downs. My wife has a Kia Telluride that has plastic tie downs in the back, and that would not cut it in an accident, or you know, if you took it off-road or something, those aren't going to last, and this thing's going to turn into a 75-pound missile. Okay, I'll just offer some final thoughts on the Howl. Number one, it's extremely well built. You know, everything from the fasteners to the stay cool handle with the lip curl piece riveted on. You know, the valves and fittings, everything's high quality. It's very clear that the guys at Howl didn't cut any corners when they built this thing. It's just a really nice piece of kit. And it puts out a ton of heat, especially for as small as it is, relatively. So I think I'll wrap it up with that. I hope this review was helpful. And Lucy and I, we're out.